Africa Twin is 3 years old. I'm the second owner. It's now done 45,000 kilometres and I think I'll change the brake fluid. Alrighty, let's get into it. Step 1 is to take the reservoir cap off because we need to keep topping this up as we pass the fluid through the lines. And it's a good idea to have a rag underneath. Don't want any fluid dripping onto the bike because it can be nasty stuff. The fluid looks nice and clean, so there's no major issues there. Right, the only tools I need is an 8mm spanner, a little bit of plastic hose, and a receptacle to catch the old oil or the old fluid. Down on the caliper, I'm just going to release the pressure on this so I know that I can do it and undo it easily. I haven't cracked it enough to let any air in yet. And we'll put the hose over the nipple, like so, and into the container. Like that. Now you'll notice that I've just put the cover back on the fluid because when I pump the handle, there's a chance that the fluid can shoot up and come out. So I've just got it sitting there so that I can check the level as I pump. So I'll do 3 or 4 pumps, check the level, top it up, etc. So the procedure is just give it a couple of pumps so you've got a firm hand. Then, with this firm, I'm just going to open up the valve and then stop it again before I release the handle. Now, looking down here, I'm holding the brake lever so that it's firm. I just release till the brake lever comes into the handlebar and then stop it again. Now I can release the lever and be sure that I don't suck any air back into the line. So I just keep repeating the process. Only a tiny bit of fluid comes out each time. You can see it coming out. Tighten it up, release the handle. Give the lever a pump, loosen, tighten, release the handle. Okay, time to check the level again. And we can see the level's gone down. Can you see it? Yeah. The level's gone down, but there's still enough in there for about 3 more pumps probably. So I'll just keep going. The top of the reservoir cap tells me that I need to put .4 brake fluid back into it. It's important not to run this reservoir dry because if you do, you'll be pumping air back into the line. You'll have to start all over again. So I'm going to do about another reservoir's worth and that'll be it for the right hand brake. As you can see, I can do this right hand one on my own because I can reach both I was having trouble keeping the hose down in the container, so all I did was get a socket, stick it on the end of the hose and put it down in. That keeps it nice and secure. Well, that side's all done. Now to do the other side. Now I won't film that because I'm doing this on my own and it's a little bit more awkward, but the process is exactly the same. Well, maybe I will, just to prove that it can be done. Reaching up. Well, that's all done. All that's left is to top this back up again. That'll be enough. And just a bit of a wipe so that nothing squeezes out. The top cap back on. 2 little screws. And Bob's your uncle. Brake fluid change. Now that I know that there's no moisture in it in the brake lines to corrode anything in there, it'll be right for another 20 or 30,000 K at least. Another little maintenance job done. Oh, and the back brake is exactly the same, but I did the back brake not that long ago, so I won't bother videoing that. Same process. But wait, what if you're completely anal about maintenance? Well, that's me. So I'm going to take the brake calipers off and give them a bit of a clean. 14mm socket, 2 bolts, and the caliper just slides off, and delicately move out one pad at a time. Actually, it would have been easier if I just push the pistons back in a little bit. I'll gently do that without wrecking the face of the pads. There we go. There's one. You can see they're a bit dirty, as you'd expect. Ooh, that one popped out. Now you can see all the grit, all the road grime and crap in there. So I'm going to give that a bit of a spray. I'm going to wipe out. I'm just cleaning on the faces of those pistons as well. A lot of black crap coming off them. And I've got a bit of 120 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to rub across the grain, just lightly. Probably completely unnecessary. But you can see it does get some extra grit off. And more clean. And then we can put them back in. Curve side out. Line them up. And you need to push down because that thing down there is a spring that holds them in place. And it can be a little bit fiddly. Got it. That one was difficult. But persistence plays off because they're exactly the right dimension. So if you get them one way or the other, they just will not go in. That one went in easy. Luck of the draw, I guess. And I'm just pushing the pistons back a bit so they're seated. Back in. And using the torque wrench in my elbow, I tighten the bolts up. But last but not least, make sure you pump the brakes back up because I push those pistons back. If you don't do that, the first ride is going to be quite exciting. Right, they're back there. All good. Righto, job is done. And lastly, just give the rotors a bit of a clean as well.